taking off the gloves. I've had enough, it's in my blood. I was born for this.
All right. Welcome to the show. Hope everyone's doing great. Listen, we got a big episode today. We're talking about 5 tips to win your fantasy football 2021 leagues. That's what we want to do because we want to help you guys dominate your leagues. So I got 5 amazing tips to help you guys crush your leagues. This is going to be amazing, guys, because we here want you to win. We here at the 4-Letter Network want you to win, and we want you to succeed. We want you to really succeed at fantasy football and not only win your league, but dominate your league on another level, okay? So I'm going to get into this list. Now, if you guys listen to my other content, you know that this may be a little bit different than everything else because I finally see the light and I want to share the vision with you guys. And I want to tell you that I'm finally enlightened. Okay. So let's go into this 5 tips to dominate fantasy football 2021 and beyond. You can use these tips for years and years and years coming forward in the future because it's really going to help you. So let's go. Let's get to it. Before I do, smash a thumbs up, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of the tips. I really want that interaction. Okay, guys, very, very important that you guys interact with this video and videos moving forward because, again, we have your best interest heart here at the Fantasy Football Counselor Podcast. Tip number 1, you need to trust all and every fantasy football analyst, including 4-Letter Networks. You need to trust them because they and we have your best interest at heart. This is very important you understand that the people at the 4-Letter Networks, as well as myself and everybody that gets paid millions of dollars, you know, these white collar guys and those what they call fluffy podcasts, and they call us fake and they call us sheep. All of us, we have your best interest at heart because, you know, I don't go to sleep unless you guys are obviously in a good position and I know that you've won your league. So I know that all my other fellow colleagues do the same thing after they leave their broadcast, after they jump into their, expensive Rolls Royce and expensive vehicles that the 4-Letter Networks provide for them. I believe that these guys don't go to sleep unless they know that you've won your league. So you need to, number 1, put trust in every analyst out there giving you this advice. The magazines, the nice people over at the printing houses that print the magazines that, you know, they say they're outdated upon print. And I get it, but you could say that the Bible's outdated, right? I mean, there's a lot of things you could say, but these magazines and everybody at the printing houses, we genuinely care about you. Okay. Well, I don't print, but everybody there does, right? So all these people in the community, they all have your best interest at heart. You need to know and understand that. Okay. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2. Now, some people may call this tip following the herd, but I just say just being a part of the family. Listen, if we're all together, you know, if we go down, we stick together. We stay together through the hard times. I mean, obviously, you know, there's been more hard times every year than there has been good times, but hey, we all go down together. So tip number 2, follow the family. This is very important. Do what us people tell you. And of course, the magazines and the 4-Letter Networks, because going back to tip number 1, we have your best interest at heart. So you need to follow the herd. Follow the family. Okay. Because again, if we're all together, think about it. If we're all a million together and someone's trying to snipe us, you probably won't get sniped. But if you stray away, you get picked off. We don't want that. We want all of us to come together as a family. And again, some people call it a sheep herd. I don't call it that. We're just a bunch of family members sticking together like glue. Glue bonds us, guys. Glue bonds us together. Tip number 3, we take last year's top finishers, and some people call this copying and pasting, but we take last year's top finishers and we tell you to draft them in the exact same order this year. So we take our rankings are based on that. So last year's top finishers, we say rank them in that exact same order. Why? Why do we do this? Well, because there's no reason to believe whatsoever, even though it happens every single year, but there's no reason to believe that the guys that finished on top last year are going to finish any differently this year, because that's why they finished on top. They're great. They're great players. Why do we suggest you guys draft them at a lower ADP when they've finished so well? Even though statistics show us every single year they fall, and I get it, and if there's variances here and there, but hey, this is the safe thing to do because we have your best interest at heart. We don't want you to do anything else, including tip number 4 here and that's don't think outside the box, because thinking outside the box can be catastrophic and could really, really catastrophically help you lose your league. Because thinking outside the box would be doing everything that we say for you not to do, because we're telling you, again, to trust us. And by you thinking outside the box, that would probably put us out of business. And that would not be a good thing, because then we wouldn't be a family anymore. So if you think outside the box and do things that stray away from the family, then, it's a circle of trust, and you guys are going to be out of the circle of trust, and we won't make any money and drive those nice vehicles and wear the white collar t-shirts, and our networks would falter and fail, and everything would be catastrophic for us as well. So thinking outside the box would be a terrible thing for your fantasy football leagues. And I'm telling you, and again, we as a family here, the head of the family and the people that run everything at the fantasy football community, and these so-called fluffy fake podcasts, we're not being fake. We're just being genuinely nice and friendly because we're family. And if you think outside the box, you break the family trust, and we don't want that. Okay? So you need to do what we tell you. All right, let's move on to the last one, though, because that's what we are. We're a family, and we're sharing that positive information with you. Is you need to go for the popular players. By doing this, going for the popular players, you are guaranteeing yourself a player that's going to be in the media a lot, and is going to be televised a lot, and is going to get a lot of airtime. So your fantasy team is now super popular. I understand we told you Odell Beckham Jr., the magazines had it printed, the 4-letter networks, the so-called podcasts that people call fluffy. Listen, we all told you Odell Beckham first round 3 years in a row. Last year, we kind of came to our senses and we dropped his ADP to 3rd round, and yet he busted again. But he is the popular player. And guess what we've done? We've lit a fire under his ass, because recently he came out and said that this is finally his year. So we're going to rank him pretty high again this year, because, again, that's a safe thing to do. And tip number 5 says, go for popular players. So understand, guys, popular players will help you win fantasy football leagues, because they're popular, and they're going to make you popular along with them, and us as well. Because, again, our magazines sell better when we have marketable players like Odell in front of our magazines, and of course in front of our networks and our media, because they are popular and they help promote fantasy as a sport, making our family a lot bigger. And we're all together in this, and we all want to win. So again, guys, these tips are here to help you win fantasy football 2021 and beyond. And I want you to sleep well at night, knowing that when we provide this information, it's not copy and paste. We're not sheep, and we genuinely want you to win. And doing anything otherwise and against what we tell you to do will be catastrophic, not only to us, but our family. And you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want all of us to go down, because at the end of the day, you will come down with us. So that's my advice to you guys. Heed my warning and understand that this is the right thing to do. And anyone telling you otherwise to help you think outside the box with this so-called lion mentality is lying to you. All right, guys, those are our 5 tips. Make sure you guys subscribe. And of course, we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for being here. Trust us, because we love you.